Hey, how are you doing? I hope you're doing amazing. I have a really fun video tonight. I am going to be talking to you about five things that I've learned since the beginning of 2025. So sit back, relax. If you enjoy this, please let me know in the comments. Say hi and let me know one thing you learned this year thus far. And subscribe and like and join our community, join our membership, join Patreon. We would love to have you if you like our channel. So let's get into it though. So I have my notes down here. I kind of wrote them out. So the first thing that I've learned since the beginning of this year, it's currently April when I film this, so we're only a quarter through, but the first thing I've learned so far is that your mindset shapes your world. Your mindset shapes your world. So that's number one. And what I mean by this is the way that you think about things really does have an impact on what's going to happen to you. I didn't really notice this until the last few months when I moved back home. For the last year, I've been talking on YouTube and talking to friends and to the universe, sort of, about how I was living in Los Angeles for the last 5 years and how I didn't want to live there anymore, and how I wanted to be back with family, and I felt so miserable, and I didn't know what to do. And it's kind of crazy because although I didn't know what to do, things kind of fell into place, and my roommate wanted me to move out to live alone, which stung. And my brother was having a baby, and everything kind of made sense for me to come home for a bit, and it worked out perfectly. But I was just kind of in shock how sometimes, even if you don't know how you're going to get somewhere, just thinking it or acknowledging it or complaining about something will inevitably open doors for you to go down that path, regardless of if you know how you're going to get there or not, which I found was crazy. So that's the first thing I learned, is that the way you think about things, your mindset, shapes the world that you eventually live in. So your thinking matters, which is something I didn't really realize in life. Number two is the idea, the lesson that deciding something is better than debating it. I'm a chronic stalemate type of person where I really like to see far and ahead how things are going to work out. If I don't know how, or have the probability, or feel confident in that, I don't do anything. And when I came home, I kind of, had this existential dread of I don't know what I'm doing in life, as a lot of 20-year-olds face, and I had a lot of stress on choosing what to do, and I felt miserable, and I felt really hopeless, and so I just chose something thinking that I I would feel that hopeless. Since I started out kind of hopeless, I would end hopeless. And that's not the case. I chose to do UX, which I thought would be cool, but I wasn't super excited about. I was more excited about it than any alternative, but and I'm doing classes now for it, and although I don't necessarily feel any better about it, I'm curious and excited about it. It has gotten me out of my funk. I feel so much better. I feel so much better because I chose something. I chose to do something. And I know that that's what I'm doing for the next 6 months. So anything else that I do, that confidence kind of bleeds into the other elements of my life. Like, I'm just choosing to do things. And I'm surprised that even by choosing a decision that I'm not confident in, that might not even be the best thing. It's way better, a million times better than being in that moment where you feeling like you have the option to choose whatever. That sucks. So I kind of realized that debating is way worse than just choosing anything, even if it's the wrong decision. Yeah, which I kind of found shocking, and I would definitely offer you to try that. Just choose something, and you'll be surprised how even just the choosing of it makes you feel better. It doesn't even matter the outcome, it's just the fact that you chose something. So that's 2. Number 3 was some things just aren't as scary as you think they are. So this goes specifically with this channel. To be frank with you, I saw an avenue to go down. So to be frank, my goal is to grow our channel, to grow our community, and to hopefully one day make a living off of making videos. That's the avenue I want to go down, and I would love along that journey to make art I love, make stuff you guys love, and have a foundation of loving people and grow community. That is a goal of mine I hold so dear. And because that's a goal that I kind of really finalized or crafted or held on to since the beginning of this year, I've been making goals every month of like how many subscribers we want to gain and like all of this stuff and monetary and all this stuff to help us progress. Because I'm a believer in goals. Well, I started trying things. I found question videos worked, and then I saw an avenue, a potential thing that no one else was doing, and that was asking questions that people really want to know. I kind of asked myself, what are questions people don't ask on YouTube that, I could ask? And that was NSFW questions. And I was really scared to do it, but then I did it because I was like, it'll be fun. It will be raunchy, but I'm not doing anything myself sexually. But I will not lie, it was a really big, scary thing for me to do. And, even doing it again, I kept being like, weeks after, like a couple days after, I'd be like, oh my god, like, what if someone comes to my channel and this is all they see? And, my friends and family, they'll see NSFW and they'll think I'm doing like pornography or doing these terrible things. And, there's a lot of shame around that for me, for Nick. And I've been realizing it's been all in my head. Now, yes, there might be consequences for putting this content out there, and yes, it might change things, but I'm not the first person to do this, and I won't be the last, and it doesn't hurt anyone, and if anything, it helps me grow, because I need to work on letting go of my perception of how people view me, and if I really want to grow the goals I want, this was an avenue to go, and it was scary, and I tried it, but I realized at the end of the day, although I'm uncomfortable with it, it's not the end of the world. it's kind of like what I just said. Making a choice made me feel better than just debating. If I never did that for this channel, that would have been a limit I set for this channel. And the goal of this channel growing and creating a community is stronger than that limit. And, you know, don't get me wrong, there will be boundaries that will be set on this channel. I will probably eventually maybe get uncomfortable doing them and I will stop and all that, but I also love this idea that there shouldn't be shame around it. We're all human. SEX is natural. Being attracted to people is natural. Wanting to talk about those things is natural. It's not taboo, and I know that's content I would click on and watch, so that's why I created it, and it matches with the weirdness of, you know, authenticity and learning about ourselves and being open. So it's not as scary as you think, and so just give it a go. You can kind of tell I still am in the coping process of kind of talking myself through it, but I deep down am proud of myself, and life's too short not to take risks and try things, you know? So, yeah. So I'm kind of learning it's not as scary as you think. Number 4 is living with family can be genuinely very fulfilling. I'm with my family again, and for a really long time, I think therapy taught, like, this is therapy growth, but after high school, went on this journey of trying to find myself, of trying to find my place in the world, of not being limited by the people that I care about the most, because I was afraid that they would tear me down. My parents and my family are amazing, but their opinions I care about so much that in order for me to become free, I felt like I had to distance myself, and I did that for 10 years, and to come back home, you know, I always felt like I couldn't be myself, in a sense, and it wasn't until October that I started letting those walls down, and I said, tell me what you really think. Let's have these honest conversations, and to be honest, it's been very fulfilling, and we're very different, but there's something so nice knowing that my family loves me regardless of what I do. YouTube, like, that's a type of love and a relationship that is so special, and it's not until you go on your own journey of, like, moving around and stuff that you realize, oh, I can meet friends, I can meet so many cool people, but at the end of the day, you can meet a lot of people, but it's who you want to be with that matters. And my family has filled this aching and this longing that I've been having in Los Angeles for a really long time, and it feels nice to just be back with people I know I can fully trust and know that will always be there, because, you know, life can be hard. You can feel like people come and go out of your life, but I'm lucky. For me, I feel like my family's there for me, and reconnecting with that in my later 20s has been really nice. And if you have a family that you love, you know, reliving with family can be a really beautiful thing, and it's not all annoyances and that it's cracked out to be. You know, it can be a very beautiful thing. So that's something I learned too. I would not have guessed that a year ago. No. And the last thing, number 5, that I've learned recently since 2025 is that doing the hard thing is what makes you feel good. Doing hard things make you feel good. I used to always be I grew up being in this mindset, and this is just my ideology. I grew up with family and where I just grew up from, but when people would complain and vent to me about their workday or about their love lives or about anything, someone vents to you about something, I would always be under the impression that they didn't like it, and I'd always be like, well, if they are complaining, why don't they do something about it? Why don't they do something about it? And I think I kind of was like, you know what, I don't want to do anything that I'm going to complain about. So I kind of was like, I'm not going to do much. I don't know. But by doing my class and by going to the gym, I started going to the gym and started writing. And yeah, it's not fun. But by doing those hard things in the day, it makes everything else so much better. It makes eating food so much more enjoyable because I worked out so hard. It makes rest so much more enjoyable because I worked so hard doing classes. It makes the good moments so much better. And that's something I didn't realize. It's like, in order for things to feel so good, for you to love someone, you need to have kind of the duality in your day. You need to have the times where you are working really hard because it makes you appreciate the things that are really nice. So I just realized you enjoy things more when you work hard for them. And that's a really important life lesson. Something is going to mean more to you if you work hard at it, if it's not handed to you. So I've been learning that with my class. It's hard, but it feels very awesome too. It makes my days feel better. I get to do my class for 4 hours and then I eat dinner, I get to rest. It feels amazing. Versus doing nothing all day and then eating dinner and relaxing. Doesn't quite hit the same. So a lot of joy is from doing the hard things. So yeah, those are the 5 things that I've learned since the beginning of 2025. 1, your mindset really shapes the world you live in. Your thinking is a powerful thing. 2, deciding is better than debating things. 3, some things just aren't as scary as you think they are. 4, living with family can be genuinely fulfilling. And 5, doing the hard things in life feel really good. They make joy possible. So, yeah, those are my 5 things. Let me know down below what's one thing you've been learning thus far since the beginning of this year. And if you like this, give a like, subscribe, and yeah, thanks so much for being here, and I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, have a great one. Bye.